Okay, where we last left off, we were talking specifically about not noise, but we're talking about the channel, how the message travels, and we talked about that it travels through sound waves, through light waves, touch waves, smell waves, taste waves, and I talked about the most popular ones are sound waves and light waves. So let's look at how that looks like in the model. So you can see in the model, you have a sender who sends a message through a channel, okay, to a receiver who sends feedback through a channel, and that feedback can be positive, negative, internal, external. It's all happening within a context. Okay, so let me give you an example. If I myself am sending a message of hello through a wave, so I'm waving, the channel is going to be a visual channel. Okay, does that make sense? That we're going to have a visual channel there. So if it's me sending a visual channel message of a wave, okay, to a receiver, which is you, okay, and you are going to wave back. Actually, let's not have you wave back. Let's have you do an audio channel, and you're going to say hello, okay? And obviously, we know that it's positive feedback. You want to continue the message, not kill it, which would be negative. And it's obviously external feedback because it is your normal feedback, not internal. Remember, internal feedback is us regulating our own behavior. And that's what that looks like. And obviously the context, let's say it's in the classroom. Okay, so you have a sender sending a visual message of a visual channel message of a wave to you, the receiver, and you are using audio channel to say hello. It's positive external feedback in the classroom. Okay, and that's going to be your context. Okay, make sense so far? All right, let's continue on. All right, noise. Noise is anything that interferes with the communication of a message. Anything that interferes with the communication of a message. Okay, this right here, that is noise. Okay, we usually associate something like this with physical noise. Okay, physical noise is any sound, music, or talking that would interfere with the communication of a message. Okay, that's what we generally think of when it comes to noise, and we call that physical noise. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is not always the same. It happens every year. People always say, oh, that's everything is just physical noise. No. Okay, there's two other types. There's psychological noise. Okay, and that's your feelings, your emotions. If you're feeling sick, if you're tired, that's psychological noise. So let's just say that your boyfriend or your girlfriend broke up with you, and one of your friends is trying to talk with you, and you're just not having any of it because you're sad about it. Okay, that's psychological noise. It's getting in the way of you getting the message. Okay. Last is going to be semantic noise. Now, semantic noise is something about the speaker or the message that you don't like. Okay. Semantic noise is something about the speaker or the message that you don't like. Now, when it comes to the speaker, you may not like them because of their age, their race, their gender, their political views, or rumors that you've heard about them. For example, some teachers think that I am really young looking, which, hey, is not a problem for me. Okay, but they may not like me because I am too young. And so if I give a speech about proper teaching methods, they may have semantic noise against me because of my age. Okay, does that make sense? They also may have a problem with semantic noise when it comes to the message, right? If I were to use racist, sexist, or slang, that is also another form of semantic noise, right? Because you don't like the language that they're using, that semantic noise. It can get away and interfere with the communication. Let me give you an example. Every year, I always ask the question, what does it mean when people say, oh yeah, he my boo? I never understand it. So when people throw that kind of slang at me, I'm like, I tune out because I'm like, oh, I don't even know what's going on here. Okay, and that's semantic noise because it's interfering with the communication, okay, because of the message. I don't understand that slang, right? If I were to use racist or sexist language, some people immediately turn off that light. It's done, it's over. The communication ends and it interferes with the communication, that message, and that semantic noise. So to review, physical noise is the loud noise that gets in the way, of you communicating or interfering with the communication of the message. It's that physical stuff. Okay? Psychological noise is how you feel, your emotion. Maybe you don't feel very good. And semantic noise is either something you don't like about the speaker, their age, their race, their gender, etc., or the message. Are they using racist, sexist, or slang? Okay. Now, this is what it all looks like when it comes together. Okay, you have a sender who sends a message through a channel to a receiver. And the receiver sends feedback through a channel, and that feedback can be positive or negative, internal or external, and it's all done through context. Now notice that noise is in 3 different spots. Okay? Now noise can go in different places depending on the type of noise. Now I want to show you what that looks like. Now, the first type of noise we talked about is physical noise. And physical noise is always going to go in the center. Right? Because physical noise is anything, it gets in the way of the communication message because it's some loud, blaring sound, right? And that's always going to go in the center because it's going to interfere with the message. Okay, that's where physical noise is always going to go. Now, if you have psychological noise, it's always going to go over either the sender or the receiver, depending on who it's dealing with. Let's say that the sender is telling the receiver, "Are you okay?" through an audio channel, okay? Are you okay? And this person, let's go back to the boyfriend or girlfriend breaking up with you, they're emotional, right? And so we know that they're emotional and they may not get all the message. That's going to be psychological. Psychological noise is going to go here, okay? And the last type of noise is semantic noise. And semantic noise, generally speaking, is in the same place, right? So let's just say that we have the same situation. They're emotional. They could have 2 different types of noise, too. They could be psychological, emotional, and they could also maybe not like it because they have semantic noise because of the slang they use, right? They don't understand the message that causes them to tune out, and semantic noise can go there, okay? So noise, generally speaking, is on this half of the plane, but it could go here too as well, okay? But generally speaking, physical is always going to be in the middle, okay? Semantic and psychological can go here, and sometimes psychological can go here, depending on how the sender is feeling. And remember, I put all the noise there because remember, communication is cyclical. Okay, it happens over and over and over and over again. So oftentimes this changes. Okay. We're not going to do this today. So I want to go through one model with you before we finish out for today, just so you have a basic understanding of what it looks like all put together. Okay, so we know you have a sender, and let's say that's going to be me. Okay, if I'm telling you through an audio channel, what's up, okay, and you are the receiver, and you through a visual channel kind of put your arms in the air, confused, oops, sorry about that. You have arms, oops, sorry again, my mouse is jumping around. You have arms in the air. This is obviously a visual channel. You are the receiver, me as the sender. Through an audio channel, I'm saying what's up, okay, and you are the receiver through a visual channel. You throw your arms in the air, you're kind of confused, right? And that's going to be, obviously we know that's external feedback, not internal. Remember, internal is regulating your behavior, and it's going to be, so let's think about this for a minute. So if you're confused, you're kind of like, what? I don't know what's going on, right? That's gonna kind of keep it going, right? It's not gonna extinguish it, so it's gonna keep the behavior going. It's kind of a tough one, but it's positive. Let's just say it's in the hallway where it's loud. And then you have physical noise of the people. You have hallway noise, right? You have the music and you have people walking down the hallway, so you don't hear me, so that's physical noise. Okay? And that's pretty much it. Okay, so you have the sender sending an audio channel message of what's up to the receiver, which is you, and your feedback is visual channel. Okay, your feedback is you putting your arms in the air, confused. It's external feedback. It's your response. It's positive. It's keeping the behavior going. It's happening in the hallway, and there's physical noise in the hallway that's interfering with the communication of the message. Okay, and if you need the substitute to play it again, more than happy to do that, so that can help you out a little bit. So that's the Gamble and Gamble model put together. Okay, and in the end, remember the tennis match. Okay, communication is cyclical. Okay, it goes back and forth in normal communication. Okay, in normal conversation, it's a back and forth kind of deal. All right, and we will do this one later. So what I want you to do, for the rest of the period, or if this is the next day, what I want you to do is I want you to draw 3 of these. Okay? Draw 3 of these. And if this is the end of the class day, on Tuesday, draw 3 of these, and for homework, you're going to properly label these models with 3 different scenarios. Okay? Try and vary the channels you use and try and vary the noise you use. Now, if this is on Wednesday, you're going to want to do this and complete it by the end of the period. Okay, draw 3 of these on your own sheet of paper, label them properly with sender and receiver, and then also put what kind of scenario you're doing. So, for example, it's going to want to look something like what we did earlier, but I'll do it one more time. So you're going to draw 3 of these. Let's just say that I'm going to be the sender. So it needs to look like this. You know, label each part. Oh my goodness, my computer is bugging out today. I'm the sender. Okay, and I am through a visual channel going to wave my fist. Okay, and let's say this is at EI to the receiver. Let me make sure to label the receiver. Let's say I'm going to label it to my enemy. I don't know who my enemy would be, but if I had an enemy. And my enemy is also going to do an audio message of a laugh. He's laughing mean. They got a mean laugh. Okay. And this is, let's say this is outside of the school. My enemy somehow made it to the outside of the school. He's laughing very mean. And obviously we know this is external feedback, not regulating his own behavior, but giving his feedback external. And, the question now is, okay, is it positive or negative feedback? Is he extinguishing the behavior? No, he's bringing it on. So it's positive external feedback. Okay, and the noise, right? It's obviously going to be semantic noise on both sides, right? We obviously don't like each other. I don't like him because of rumors I've heard. He doesn't like the same thing about me. We've got semantic noise because we hate... Actually, no, it's not even semantic noise. Scratch that. It's emotion. We're talking emotion here. So it could be psychological, right? Because of our feelings towards each other. Our feelings of hatred. Okay, it's psychological noise. A good catch, Mr. R. And this is going to be noise. So you make sure you want to label each thing properly, right? I didn't do that here. I'm going to put this as a message. This is going to be the channel. is going to be the, I'm sorry, this is the contact